Hey guys, Thundera here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you enjoy this video, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of my other videos. Today we're back with another build video. Last week I made some Sims inspired by some monsters in CAS, so this week we're going to build them a home. Let's get into it. So I built this house on 23 Eucalyptus Lane in San Sequoia. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. It's sticking to the colors of light blue, purple, and green to go with the monsters I was inspired by. This house ends up being 49,335 simoleons. And yeah, so right now I'm just building the shell, figuring out where the rooms are going to be and everything. I just want to say, if you think of anybody else, like if you were going to play the Disney Princess Challenge and you wanted to make your whole save file Disney themed, who else would you want in your save file? I definitely have a few ideas for other characters. So, but yeah, leave me some comments and tell me who else you would want to see walking around your save file if you were going to play that challenge. So right now I'm just looking at some fencing. I definitely wanted like a white picket fence sort of a look. And this fence from Strangerville definitely gave me the look I was going for. So just getting that out and then deleting the extra couple of fence pieces. I didn't really go in with a set budget for this house. I just kind of wanted to build, and I wanted to have something for the... it was just an idea that I went in with, and I didn't want to limit myself with the budget. So right now we have a mudroom, and I'm trying to figure out the layout of this first room, like this big room right here. I definitely wanted the living to be separate from the kitchen and the dining room. So I'm just trying to figure that out, and I definitely liked the bump out, I guess you could call it. And that's what I'm doing right now, is just trying to figure that out. And I really liked how the layout came out in the end, because we had enough space for a good sized kitchen, a big dining table, and then of course enough space for the living room to have an area for a games table. I just put in a couple of arches. And then I wanted a sliding door right here to get to the backyard. And it lets in so much light, which was absolutely perfect. So just really looking, for the most part, to try and stick to that color theme. I do add in a few white items. I grabbed this door from Movie Hangout for the toddler's bedroom for Boo's room. And then just looking for a front door, I was going to go with this one from Nifty Knitting. But then I continued to look, and I found this door also from Movie Hangout, and it's just perfect. It has the colors that I wanted, like the blue and the purple that go with Sully. So I definitely wanted that. And then these doors to the main bedroom and the bathroom, I couldn't figure out if I wanted them to be like blue or green or purple, if I just wanted them to be white. So I kept looking through, just trying to find something, and I ended up going with a white door for those two rooms. Trust me, there ends up being plenty of color elsewhere. And I know that it doesn't seem like these three colors go together, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So, yeah. Right now we're just doing the roofing, and it was just a very simple roof. It's not the most elaborate or the best roof in the world, but it definitely works for this house. This house was a pretty simple shape to begin with. So just putting that on, and then just looking through the windows, and I don't think I painted the house or the roof or put roof trim on it, but to me it didn't really need it. So yeah, you could always change that if you want to, but to me it looked fine without it. I'm just looking for windows right now, and I love the shutters on these windows from My Wedding Stories. So I went and I searched by that, because I wanted to see if they had any smaller ones, and that the color on those shutters matches perfectly, in my opinion, to the colors on the door. So I use these windows, I think, everywhere. So just putting those around right now. And then just changing the color of that sliding glass door to be white. And then just looking, because I wanted something on the eaves of these two roofs. I really wanted just something simple, so I went with this white window from My Wedding Stories for the bigger of the two roofs. And then for the smaller one, I went with this one from Cats and Dogs. Just both of those are all of the three of those are going to be in white. I thought that really played well with the other windows that we had going. And then trying to pick the wallpaper for the outside. For the longest time, it stays for the most part this blue brick. It doesn't end up being that. I went through so many different variations of what I wanted, what color I wanted it to have. I don't know. It ends up being this green all the way around because I had so much blue and purple going on that I really felt like the house could stand to have a little bit of green. So that's what I went with. And then just doing some landscaping. I put this tree right there, and that is a base game tree. And then just looking for something else. I don't know why I decided to go ahead and do the base game or do the landscaping and the outside first. Usually I leave it until last, but I just went ahead and did it this time. Just going to go and grab a mailbox so I can start putting some flowers in. And the mailbox I end up grabbing is this one right here with the blue and green, and that is from Seasons. And then going to go and grab some trash cans. I put 2 trash cans just because I liked that this trash can right here came in both the green and the blue. It was just a matter of trying to figure out where to put it. I didn't really want to put it like outside of the toddler's bedroom window, but I didn't really have a better place either. So I put those over there. And then moving back to the flowers, I was definitely looking for like some sort of tree to put in the back as well. And I ended up going with, I want to say it was a willow tree. I put this tree back there at first, but I ended up getting rid of that and going with a bigger one just because I thought that the bigger one looked better back there. So you'll see that come out in just a few. Right now I'm just looking to see what else I could put out, and I end up going with these flowers right here from Romantic Garden. I just lined those along the edge, the 2 sides right here. And at first I was going to go with all purple, but then I saw that it also had blue. And I really liked that, so I decided to alternate between the blue and the purple. I thought that looked really good. And plus it kind of brings in, because Sully is both blue and purple, so it brings in more of that as well. So just going to make sure that is on both sides. And then just like I said, trying to figure out what else to put. I thought that they might want a little bit of privacy, so I put these like hedges up around the front of the fence. It's not that tall, but again, it was just sort of more for looks than anything. And then I thought about this tree from Cats and Dogs for back there, but then I decided to put this base game willow tree instead. Just trying to grab it so that I could actually place it where I wanted it. And I thought that looked really good back there, especially with all the other different kinds of trees around on this lot. I thought that looked absolutely perfect. So now I'm just looking for lights, and I had to have the monster night light for the for little Boo's room. And then just looking through to see what else. Like, just to see what other options and everything. And so I ended up going with this light for the bathroom. I had to put a saucer light on it, like on top of it though, just to get enough light in there. And then these like bed overhang lights, I decided to use one of those for Boo's room as well. So that's from high school years. And then these chandeliers in the blue and the green that I'm putting in the dining room, those are also from high school years. I definitely wanted one of each color. I didn't put the purple, but I like the blue and the green being in there. And then just looking for the rest of the house lights, I put these green ones from Seasons into the bedroom. And it was kind of just trying to figure out, okay, which lights do I want where? And I went with this blue light from the Decor to the Max kit for the main living space. And then just looking for the hallway and the mudroom. I ended up going with some lights from Tiny Living for the hallway. These ones right here. And then I went with this light from Seasons with like the streamers and stuff for Boo's room. And then just went with this fitness stuff pack light for the mudroom. And then the flooring and the wallpaper. This was definitely an interesting journey to try and figure out what I wanted where. At first, I was going to make this green tile the tile for both the bathroom and the kitchen. But then I decided to go and see how the tile would look with the walls that I might want, and I just wasn't liking it. I end up with this base game green on the wall for the bathroom. And I decided to go back and use this same floor but in white for the bathroom, and then I put it in the kitchen as well, just to sort of tie things together a little bit better. And then as far as the kitchen walls, I went with this tile from Parenthood to bring in the purple, and it's got a bit of green on it as well. And then just going to look for the rest of the house's flooring. I definitely thought about using the colorful wood, but I didn't really like how it went. Plus, then that would kind of limit me on what wallpaper I could use without it looking crazy. And I really wanted this to look good. I end up with the Pastel Pop Kits carpet because it looks like fuzzy carpet. And if you know the movie, then you know that Sully is like a very fuzzy monster. So I really liked that part of it. Being able to bring in that fuzziness was perfect in my opinion. And I just went with this like bluish wood floor from Cats and Dog for the rest of the space, the mudroom, the dining, the living, and the hallway. Then I just had to move on to the wallpaper. Just trying to figure out what I wanted to use where. So right now the main bedroom has green carpet, and just trying to figure out about the bedroom wall. I went with this like teal for Boo's room. I thought it played perfectly with the purple carpet. And then I really wanted to use this wallpaper. I know most people usually use that green with the like bubbles or circles or whatever for kids' rooms, but I really wanted to use it for the main room just because of the fact that that kind of brings in Mike a bit more, and then I paired it with a blue wall. Moving on to the dining space, I didn't really know what I wanted it to look like, but I did go with a blue. Majority of the walls in the house actually ended up being blue. It wasn't like I didn't really mean for that to happen, but it happened. So I went with this wall from Base Game for the dining room just because it kind of gave a bit of like texture and stuff with the wallpaper. I don't know if texture is the right word, but it gave a bit of interest with the pattern. And then it was really just about trying to figure out what I wanted in the hall, the mudroom, and the main living room. And they all three ended up being the same colors. It's like a very pale blue. And you'll see that here in just a moment. I went through a couple of them just to try and figure out what blue would be the best. I definitely wanted you to be able to tell that it was blue without it being like very blue. So I went with that color right there. And then we're going to go and start on the bathroom. So I ended up putting in a tub shower combo because they do have a toddler at this point. And I went with this one with the light blue there. kind of sort of matches the lights. And then the toilet, I went with this blue one as well. I already had the green, so all I really needed was blue and really purple. So I went with this like purple pink monster toddler potty because that just worked out so well. I mean, it's a house for a monster family. These Sims were created, well, they were inspired by these monsters, so I thought that that fit really well. And I decided to do two sinks. I do end up changing the color so that the cabinet is white just because I didn't really like the blue there, but I did use these blue mirrors from base game. And then as far as the clutter, I just put some toothbrushes on each one, some soap, and then I put a hand towel hanging up by both of them, just this blue one right here. I was really happy with how well the blues kind of came together in this room. So, and then just trying to figure out what else I needed and trying to figure out a spot because I really wanted to put some towels in here, but I needed to be able to figure out where to put them. So I ended up putting them over here on this wall. And then really just trying to figure out if I needed anything else in the bathroom. And I knew that I needed toilet paper still, but we don't have a blue, green, or purple swatch for toilet paper. So it's just a regular swatch. But I felt like that was fine because it's not like I had to stick to those colors. I was just trying to stick to them. And then just looking for something for like a rug for the hallway. It's not a big hallway. There's not going to be like pictures on the wall or anything. I just wanted a rug just to have something in there. I go with the rug from Snowy Escape, this purple fuzzy one. Definitely bringing in more of like the fuzzy monster from Sully. Then I moved on to the kitchen. And I already knew what color I wanted the cabinets to be. And I know probably a lot of you are going to think I'm nuts, but this color cabinet fits for Mike perfectly. And I really liked how it looked with these blue appliances from Jungle Adventure that brings in more of Sully. So I felt like that was the perfect combo because you've also got the purple on the walls from the tile and everything. So just figuring out the layout right now and trying to figure out if I needed to move windows or anything. And like I said, this ends up being a big kitchen, although the middle of it I kind of had to leave with nothing in it. I would have loved to have put an island, but where I had the archway, it just wasn't going to happen. So I put in a purple trash can and a blue sink. And then I did go back and I gave myself leeway to use the thermostat and the fire alarm, even though they are not green, purple, or blue. And then just looking to put in some different appliances. I put in an ice cream machine because at one point in the movie, Mike and Sully get sent to this like snowy place with an abominable snowman, and it was cold, so ice cream. I put in a blue microwave, and then of course the green popcorn maker. It's a movie, so these Sims are based or are inspired by characters in a movie. So yeah, and then I just put up this green blind in the over the windows. I thought that that kind of pulled everything together really well. Just moving the window along as well. I felt like it was better off in the corner. And then in the dining room, I decided to go with this curtain right here. But I kind of wanted it to be like almost as if it was like just pulled off to the side. So I decided to go and grab like the little curtain rod thing. I don't know what it's actually called from the Desert Luxe kit. And then I just raised the curtain up to make it look like it was almost just pulled off to the side. And then going back to look for a table. I thought that the perfect one was one of these down here at the bottom from Growing Together. I love this color of blue and I thought that it played very nicely with the other blue that we had going on. And then I used these purple chairs from My Wedding Stories. because that just felt like the perfect purple as well. And then just going to go and grab some purple flowers to put on top of the table. And then usually I don't put rugs under dining tables, but I did this time. I also grabbed a high chair because they do have a toddler. So, but I did decide to put a rug under here just to bring in a little bit more of the green. Because right now, the only thing in the dining room that is green is the curtain, and I kind of wanted to bring in a little bit more, so I put that green rug underneath there like that. And then just going to move on, trying to decide which bedroom I wanted to do first. I decided to do Little Boo's room. Just going to grab her a bed. And I ended up picking this purple one right here. Just trying to figure out also where I wanted the bed to be. I decided on this corner just because it wasn't as close to like all the other windows. Have to bring the nightlight over again. I had to use this one. Not only does it have monsters on it, but like one of them is blue, one of them is green, and one of them is purple. It was just too perfect not to do. And then I really wanted to put this like flying mascot from high school years. I used the toy box that looks like a monster in the purple. And I put the little mascot over here almost as if she just hasn't put it away. And yeah, just really trying to give her some toys that fit with not only her story, but with the color scheme and everything. I gave her some blocks. And at first I was going to put in a bear, but I decided to go instead with the abominable, like the Yeti one, because Mike and Sully do end up encountering an abominable snowman. I don't leave it in green. I thought at first I wanted to use that to bring in more of the green color. I decided to actually go back and make it a different color. And then I really wanted to give her a dollhouse. I thought this one would be so cute from the little campers kit. I don't know, I just didn't like it in the end. So I do end up changing that, and as I said, there's the color of the Yeti that I decided to go with. More of the white. It kind of fits better with the one that was in the movie. And then I decided to give her like the Victorian dollhouse with the green roof. I thought that one played perfectly with the rest of the colors going on. And then these curtains are from Seasons. I did size them down. I went through several curtains and I had to cut out a lot of that just because, like I said, I went through a lot of them. And then I wanted to add in a few more toys just to give her a bit more going on. And so just looking through that, and I gave her like that purple tentacle toy because her monster in the movie is actually Randall. And that purple tentacle toy was like the closest I could get to that. So I felt like that really tied that part of it in. And then I just put this like little purple pillow on the ground because a lot of this is supposed to take place when the kids are asleep. The monsters are supposed to go in and scare the kids when they're asleep to get the scare fuel or whatever. So I thought that maybe she had thrown a pillow down or something. And I put that little green bunny over there as another stuffed animal. I put these like little baby booties up because they had a lot of the colors that I was looking for as well. And then over here above the Yeti and the dollhouse, I decided to put like the little cloud decals that we have along with the cloud and moon decals, and I just kind of made it look like the night sky almost. And I felt like that was also appropriate because like the monsters come when the kids are dreaming. So I did size down a few of the clouds and just try and make it look a little bit more full over there. And that's what I'm doing right now. And then I only had one other thing. Like, I just really wanted to put something above her bed on the wall. So I put the picture from, I don't remember where it's from, but from the backyard pack. There we go. This one right here with the flowers because it kind of had the color scheme that I was going for. I know it kind of looks pink, but it could be like a light purple. So, and then as far as the main bedroom went, just trying to decide where the bed was going to go was kind of like the bigger thing for me. And I had so much trouble with this bedroom when I was playtesting, just trying to figure out what was going on because I could not get both Sims to sleep in the bed at the same time. But we'll talk about that in just a moment. I decided to go with this bed right here because it had like the little polka dots on the pillows as well. That just matched the walls a little bit more. And then I brought in some purple with these nightstands, and these are from high school years. And then just going to go and grab some clutter. I grabbed this like flower thing, almost as if Boo has made it at daycare. And then just going to grab like some tissues. And then I really wanted like some sort of a reading lamp or something because maybe they're bringing books over to read. And I ended up grabbing this from the movie Hangout pack. It's like 3 lanterns or something. And so I moved the tissues down to the bottom of the table. And then this is where I had so much trouble when I was playtesting. I decided to put in this wardrobe right here, and I think this is from the kids stuff pack. And then I put a mirror beside it. You'll see the mirror in just a minute as I'm doing the curtains. For some reason, even though it looks like there's enough room between the bed and that wardrobe, and even between the bed and the mirror when I put it in, something about it was blocking the Sims from being able to get to the bed. I don't know what it was, but something was blocking them. So I had to completely remove them and play around and play test them so they don't. That's not where in the house from the gallery, because this will be available for on the gallery. My ID is Thundera Shadow, but this is the mirror that I go with. This is not how they end up looking. I end up having to shove the mirror over into the corner. The wardrobe is like shoved into the wall a little bit just to get it to work right. I don't know why it was having so much issues because they should have been able to walk through there. But they weren't. So, yeah. And then I decided to put up some paintings on this other wall. And I put these paintings just because I really liked bringing in the purple and the blue. And then I was going to put these leaves, but I didn't like that they had different color picture frames. So I decided to go keep scrolling and see if I could find something else. And I found these pictures from cats and dogs. And they had both the blue and the green. So I felt like that was really good. And I just sort of made my own like collage over there. And then I wanted like some plants in this room just to give it a little bit of life, really. And so I'm just scrolling through trying to see maybe if a hanging plant. I'm glad I did not put a hanging plant since I had so much trouble with that wardrobe and mirror. I decided to put these plants from Eco Life, or no, that's from Dream Home Decorator. I thought those were from Eco Lifestyle this whole time. Wow. And then just moving on. I was trying to figure out if there was anything else I could put in the hallway. And I decided that I wanted to put in a like height chart for Boo. I ended up going with this one because it has the green and the blue, but I don't put it in the hallway. I just decided to put it in her bedroom right there behind the door or by the door. I thought that was a better place for it in the end. And then just trying to figure out how to lay out the living room. It was a big space, but I didn't really have a plan going in as far as how I wanted to lay it out. But then I kind of figured out that this would be the better place for the TV wall. I put out this like console with the video game system. And then just wanting to clutter this part up, I put like this unicorn craft looking thing from Growing Together. I put in a bookshelf from Cottage Living. And then just going to go back and grab a TV. I had to take off the color options and grab a TV. And then just going to grab a couch. And I really liked this couch right here. I think this is the one that you can get at like the flea market. But I just really like the color of it, so I went with that. And I grabbed the matching chair to go with it as well. because I just thought that that was like perfect for that little area. And then just trying to figure out what to put behind it, because like there was this like awkward space where nothing was really going on. I just decided to put a rug, and at first I was going to make my own. And that's what I'm doing right now, is trying to line these two up to sort of make my own rug. And I instead decided to keep looking and see if there was something else that I could maybe use. And I ended up finding a rug that I really like. It's from Seasons. And it's this one right here because it had both the green and the blue. So it sort of pulled it all together a little bit more. And then just looking to see what else I could add. I really wanted to add some stuff for when Boo got a little bit older as well. And I wanted a table to put some stuff on. I decided to go ahead and put this table into the mudroom, which I still had to do. And then I grabbed this table from Base Game just to put like a little radio and some clutter on. So I'm grabbing the little radio right now. That is from the Little Campers kit. I think that was a kit, or maybe it was a pack. I'm not really certain. We've had so many kits and so many packs that I just don't know anymore, y'all. And then I really liked the idea of them having a reef, and it was a really simple way to bring in a little bit more of the colors I was wanting. So I put it above that window. And then just trying to figure out what else I wanted, I decided to put a plant, or at least I was going to put a plant on the table. I decided on this one. I don't know what animal that is, but it's from the Blooming Rooms kit. And I decided to move that reef over there and then put a plant over here. It's from Base Game. And then just really looking to see what else. And I realized I hadn't put a rug in the living room yet. So I ended up putting, I was looking through several. I was thinking about this one from the Pastel Pop kit because it had like the purple spots on it and it kind of reminded me of Sully. But I ended up going with this one from Parenthood, just bringing more of the purple. And then over here, I really wanted to put out some stuff for Boo when she got older. So I put out this craft table because I think that she's probably going to be into creative stuff as she gets older. And then I really wanted to put out like a puzzle table, so I'm searching for it. And I decided to put out this guitar that you get from Horse Ranch. It's like the early bonus items or whatever. And I just really liked the colors, so I put it out. And then I went and I searched for the puzzle table, and I grabbed this blue one. Because at this point, we didn't really have too terribly much blue going on. But y'all, I have got to tell you, the chairs that I ended up finding for this table, absolutely perfect. And I am so glad I saw them. I'm so glad I used them. Just absolutely. You'll see those here in just a moment. I was really trying to figure out what chair I wanted to use. Trying to find something that could bring in like more of the purple or more of the blue. Just really trying to find something that could work, because right now we've got a lot of green going on in this room. And these chairs from High School Living, these fuzzy ones, are perfect. They have the purple and the blue for Sully, plus they have some white, but they're absolutely gorgeous and they're fuzzy. So it again brings back in the fuzziness of Sully. I love them. And then I decided that these two dads would probably have a gallery wall with a bunch of portraits over there. So that's what I put over there. I put these crafts over here, like maybe Boo made them at daycare. Maybe her dads helped helped her make them. So I thought that they would definitely be displaying their child's art. And I was trying to see if I couldn't find something else that maybe they might have helped her with. I really wanted to put these flowers out, but I just didn't like how they looked on this wall. And I just didn't feel like they would fit anywhere else, because like her bedroom was already pretty much done at that point. So I just decided not to use those and just to keep looking. I really wanted something else to go on this wall, and then I was thinking, well, maybe she gets the craftiness from one of her dads. So I was like, well, maybe I should just put out some of this cross stitch stuff. And that stays for a little while. I don't remember if it stays in the final bit of it, but yeah. And then this dream catcher from Paranormal, it was like perfect. I put it above Boo's bed in her bedroom. Then I found the aprons that I decided to go ahead and put up in the kitchen. And really, I was just looking to see what else there was, see what else I could put where. Just trying to figure out what else it needed, because I definitely thought that these two walls in the living room needed something. I just didn't know what I wanted for them. So I'm just going to go and look at the paintings and the wall hangings and stuff, just trying to figure out what would work. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now. And then I found this picture of like a map from Fitness Stuff. I put it over there above that table. Just then it was really just about trying to figure out something to put on this wall. And again, I just really didn't know what I was looking for. I was kind of just hoping something would jump out at me. And so I tried a couple of different things from a couple of different packs. And I ended up, I, I know I ended up with something that really fit this wall well. I ended up with this from the Decor to the Max kit because it brought in a lot of the colors I was looking for and all of that. So then we was on to the. Well, I wanted to clutter this first. I had to put out a few boxes on top to be able to put some boxes on the lower shelf. So I put out these purple boxes, and then I put out some puzzle boxes from, I believe those two were from Growing Together. That box is the purple box that I have out now is not from Growing Together, but the ones that I ended up putting out are from Growing Together. Yeah. No, that's from the Basement Treasures kit, actually. Yeah, that's from Basement Treasures kit. This other one is from Growing Together, though. And then I had to get rid of the extra boxes because I didn't need those up there. They were just placeholders. And then just trying to figure out how I wanted to lay out the mudroom. It's not a big mudroom. It doesn't need to be. I really wanted a bench, though, for them to be able to put shoes on and stuff. So that's what I'm looking for now. And I really just did not like any of the colors and the seating options, so I went to the chairs part, and I am so glad because this like bench thing from high school years is the perfect color. Absolutely perfect. And then this is where I decided to change the whole house to this green. And I'm really happy that I did that because, like I said, a lot of the outside stuff ends up being purple and blue. So I'm really happy with the fact that I changed that to be green just to sort of stand out a little bit. And then just going back to my colors and trying to figure out what else I wanted. I wanted a mirror that they could look in before they left the house as well. So just going to go and look for that. And I grabbed this one from Vintage Glamour, but then it was kind of a little close to the table and it was like, well, that's not really all that practical. So I moved both the table and the archway around. And then just looking for, I knew that we had in the clutter kit, the everyday clutter kit, we had the cell phones with the keys. And I was really hoping that those came in like green, blue, or purple because I really wanted those to go on this little table. And I was not disappointed. So I'm just searching for those right now. And like I said, I really just was so happy with how this house came out. I was a little worried at first because the colors were a little weird. I will admit it's a little weird to put these three colors together, but I'm really happy with how it came out. And then, like I said, I just put those right there. I put a blue backpack for Boo for going to daycare. And then it was just, I really wanted something to hang up coats on as well. So I was just kind of looking to see what else I could add to this like little room. and just looking through the wall decorations, trying to see what else could be added. And I ended up adding like this little plant from the movie Hangout. It had the perfect colors, it matched the door and everything. And then I knew that, like I said, I wanted something to hang up coats on. And I also found these knives to hang up in the kitchen for the above the stove and everything. But I couldn't find what I wanted, so I ended up having to turn off the color filter and then search that way. And I didn't want like the coat hanger, like the hanging stuff from Dream Home Decorator. I didn't want the one from Snowy Escape. I wanted this one from Base Game because it was a little bit smaller and it just fit perfectly here. And then it was really just about the backyard. And I didn't have an idea of what I wanted going in, and I'm really happy I didn't because the way that it ended up coming together and looking in the end was so cute and so wonderful. I did put a bike out for when Boo gets a little bit older. They can teach her how to ride a bike. It's just this blue and cream one from Growing Together. And I put out a swing set. This is the one from Seasons. This one right here. And I love that it has clouds on it because, again, a lot of what happens, or a lot of what is supposed to happen in the movie, happens while the kids are sleeping. And then I've actually never played with the splash pad stuff yet. I have not built with them at all. I decided to try and make my own like little backyard splash pad. So it's going to go through a lot of different shapes and pieces and parts and everything. It's going to look very different in the end from what it does, especially right now. But I'm really happy that I stuck with it and I decided to play around with the different shapes and stuff and play around with everything that it had just because of the fact that I really like how it looked in the end. And like I said, just trying to figure it all out. I had not played with any of this yet, so it was just a matter of putting them together. And I grabbed this like tall water thing and then this little ball. I don't know what they're called, y'all. I really just don't. And then I was just kind of looking around and I found this like piece right here that I really liked. And I ended up realizing how much space that this was actually taking in the backyard. I did not put Welbert. I thought about it, but I did not put him. And then I put like this like little floor emitter. And then I decided that it was getting a little too big, a little bit much for the backyard. So I decided to move it around. And then I had to move around the swing set as well because I did not want you swinging straight into that pole. I know it's The Sims, that's not actually going to happen, but yeah. So, and then I knew that we had like that little flower thing. I actually thought that it was a water emitter. It is not, it's there for shade. This one right here. It's there for shade. It does not put out water at all, but I thought it looked so cute that I had to have it. So I put it over here in this corner and then just put, like I said, just these things around. I don't know. I thought it was just a cool idea to have the splash pad in the backyard. I thought it looked really well back there. And then I put out a grill just because I think that these are the type of parents to definitely have a barbecue. Like maybe they grill out every Friday night or something. I put this picnic table, and then I really wanted to put something that Boo could go ahead and use right now since she is a toddler. So I do end up putting a toddler slide in. And I put this one because of the purple, and I really didn't have any purple out here yet except for as the flowers. And then I did put a telescope back here just to give the adult Sims a little bit more to do. And then it was time for terrain paint. And I really wanted to have a cute little path, but I didn't like that the terrain paint for the cottage living one only came with like the pink flowers in between. So I decided to put the flooring with the purple flowers in between, leading from the door to the sidewalk. I just think that that looked so much better. It would look so cute with the blue ones too, but I decided on the purple. And I know the purple kind of doesn't look like purple, but it is. And then it was just a matter of putting terrain paint around the trees and the fence and the house and all of the stuff outside. So that's what I'm doing right now. And this is where I figured out that the flowers on this side of the house was way off of the house. So I ended up having to go back and fix that right here. Just trying to make sure that there's not that huge of a gap. I don't know how they got that far out, but then I continued to terrain paint around the side of the house, around the trash cans, and just like I said, continuing to put it under everything that there is. And just trying to make sure I get everything. Going to get underneath this big willow tree back here. And then just going to continue with everything. And then the bushes up front, like by the fence, I didn't realize how far away from the fence they were either. I do fix those as well. So, just like I said, putting the terrain paint everywhere. And as I said, this house will be available on the gallery. My ID is Thundera Shadow. The Sims that I made inspired by these monsters are also on the gallery already. And yeah, so we're just going to finish out the terrain paint and then go back inside and add a couple of things that I forgot. So just going to put it all around the splash pad, and I love the splash pad idea. I don't know that I'll use it very often in like just a regular home, but yeah, I do love the idea of it. And then, like I said, I am fixing to fix these bushes. I'm just going to finish up the terrain paint because I was almost back to the start anyway. And then just going to fix these bushes by moving them back. I did not realize how far off of the fence they were. And then put the terrain paint underneath there as well. And then we are going to head back inside. And I had forgotten to put a curtain on this window, and then I forgot a rug underneath the puzzle table. So I went with that blue curtain, and then I went with this rug from high school years. Again, brings in the blue, purple fuzziness, and some stars for the dreams that the kids are not going to be enjoying after the monsters come. Anyway, that's the house, that's the build. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of my videos. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.